Welcome to Embodied Alchemy with me, Rebecca Wilson, an embodied experiential space for you to drop deep into the wealth of wisdom within your being and activate a fuller, richer you. I am an embodied business coach, embodiment queen, sacred business midwife, and alchemist. I will help you birth your visions and sacred business into the world from an easeful, embodied, and rooted space within. So you can be who you are here to be, create what you are here to create, and activate the wealth of energy that is you. I will activate you into self-leadership, self-mastery to create your legacy on earth. Welcome on the journey, my love. Hello, gorgeous being. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here with us. Welcome back. Welcome if it's your first time arriving into this space. I am so happy you are here. Let's get into it. Today, I really wanted to explore with you and to share with you the themes my clients bring into our containers that you might not believe bring the deepest transformation in their business and their creations. So some of the themes that we explore within the containers, the spaces that I hold and offer within my group containers, within my one-to-ones, and within my retreats and immersions. Inner child healing, relationships, childhood wounds, family system healing, pleasure, sensuality, and creativity, nervous system healing, regulating the nervous system, anchoring into the self, releasing abandonment patterns, cultivating safety to be seen and visible, expanding the capacity to receive more, motherhood, balancing the feminine energy within, and awakening the womb. At the core of all of our evolution in all aspects and areas of our lives, in our businesses, in our creations, in our work, in our purpose, our mission, is relationship. And that begins with the relationship to self, and then it expands out into the relationship to others, the world, and so on. We are all created through the patterns, beliefs, and imprints of our formative years and the formative relationships within our family system. These experiences that we have mold us and shape us. They shape us into beliefs around ourselves. They imprint limitations and stories about ourselves. They impress upon us things that we believe we can and cannot do, should and should not be. And in turn, how we should be in relationship to ourselves, others, our mission, purpose, creativity, and our business. All of these beliefs and stories and identities that have been impressed upon us, or that we have formed from within ourselves, shape a reality within our being that we can continually recreate in our life and our business and our creations. The deep and profound inner work of inner child healing, family system healing, healing relationships, motherhood, offers the greatest transformation, often in your creations, your services, your offerings, and your sacred business. Because the patterns and stories that play out are informing all of the choices and decisions that we do and do not make. Ultimately, to stay in our own strategy or coping mechanism that we adopted earlier on in life, or to stay in the identity of the belief of who we are or who we have told we need to be. So if, for example, we were told in our earlier years that is not okay to be loud, you must be quiet. There's a really strong narrative like good girls are, quiet and seen, not heard. There may be a pattern that plays out around expressing the voice. And that then arrives into all of your expressions and relationships throughout your life. A fear of speaking up, a fear of sharing your opinion, a fear of sharing your truth, a fear of taking up space, of being heard, because it has been told it's not welcome, it's not lovable, it's not safe, it's not okay. And when we move into sacred business, conscious creation, space holding, we bring these narratives and stories with us. How could we not? That's always my question. When these things arrive in the spaces and the containers that I hold and offer women, they will often say, oh, I can't believe that this thing that I remember from being 4 is coming up, and we're meant to be here talking about my next course I want to create or a retreat I want to hold. And I always remind them, how could this not be part of this unfolding? Because it lives inside of your psyche or unconscious. It's woven into your body as a belief that you must be and hold to as an identity to stay you, to stay in the version of you that will be accepted, loved. And we rarely, often step outside of those beliefs and stories and narratives through a fear, a deep fear that is not a conscious fear. It's a subconscious, body-based fear of breaking down the identities and beliefs and structures that have been placed upon us or we've placed upon ourselves. What we've made the experiences in life mean about us. So how can all of the experiences that we've had to this point in time not be part of the experience? Of course, when we are stepping into scaling business, creating new courses, posting on social media, writing a mail out, sharing content, writing a blog, birthing a website, creating a new offering, creating a retreat, an immersion, all of those beliefs and narratives will arrive in that space. They will play out. And so the deepest healing happens when we actually welcome them into the journey, when we welcome them into the process of building a sacred business, of becoming a healer or a coach or a therapist, a space holder, and recognizing that stepping forward into this next level of yourself, expanding, growing you, there will be a requirement to step back into those older parts of ourselves and heal them so we can integrate them. So, that small young part is not fearful of being seen, and she can step forward and post on Instagram or share a mail out or write a blog post that is the truest, most authentic expression of her heart, because you feel safe or you're grounded in the knowing that your voice matters, that you are important, that what you have to say is important, and that people want to hear what you are here to express and share. Connecting into the awakening of your feminine energy when it may have been suppressed or blocked or repressed because that was not welcome in your family system, in your culture, in your life, in your previous work or your previous career. there was this overdriven masculine part, and now you're stepping forward into sacred business in a more feminine way or a more balanced way. There's a real journey that happens here in restoring the safety and the connection to the feminine energy that is fluid, flowing, creative. It is the energy of creation, deepening into embodied pleasure and sensuality, feeling safe to birth and create your visions and share them with the world, feeling safe and cultivating a deep knowing within that what you are here, that purpose that burns bright inside of you, that mission, that why is illuminated in you for a reason, because somebody else somewhere needs to hear what you have to say. So healing the voice and expression and the body and the feminine energy are all parts of this. We often work in the containers and the spaces that I hold in embodied business around the ability to receive, the ability to expand, and through this, the healing of the nervous system. The nervous system and business are so deeply connected. The nervous system and creation, the nervous system and social media. I can't tell you how many people, women, step into my world and have so many experiences of feeling dysregulated in certain parts of their work and their creation. Maybe they feel dysregulated before writing an Instagram post or a social media post and sharing it. They feel a sense of dysregulation before doing a live or an Instagram story or becoming a guest on a podcast. They might feel a state of dysregulation in the body before they send out a newsletter or, publish a podcast or a blog post. All of these avenues of expression that we offer to the world in our creativity, our creations, our business, have the potential to touch into or activate a unhealed or dysregulated part of ourselves. So a lot of the time in the space that I hold and support women in, we are learning to re-anchor safety into the body, to re-regulate those dysregulated parts of the self, to be able to expand, share more, open themselves up to receive more, to grow a community, an audience, to have a greater reach. There's this real sense of scaling, expanding in the body through a somatic experiencing way. And that requires us to heal the dysregulated parts of the nervous system and being able to have practices that we can anchor back into in those moments where we are stretching ourselves or touching an edge that can possibly lead to dysregulated state. We practice and cultivate awareness and ways in which we can become back into the body, back into regulation, and then move from that place. And that is so profoundly healing on a very deep cellular level. And it's so often when we speak of these things, it's really interesting because it can sound so simple when it's in spoken word, but it is a real journey and one that we are all always going to be continually exploring, as there's always deeper states of safety and a greater ability to regulate when we come into a state of dysregulation. We also explore experiences of motherhood, relationships, and also the experiences of life, like the transitions in life. And birth and motherhood is definitely one of those, as is experiences of loss, grief, great transitions in life that we need to be held and supported through. And as we grow in our capacity as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a creative, as a space holder, as a healer, coach, therapist, whatever realm you are working in, a VA, a marketing, there is always going to be transition points. And if life has brought us experiences that we have not transitioned well through, we have not been held through, they have been traumatic in some way, maybe the birth of a child, the death of a loved one, the breakdown of a relationship, somebody close to you falling ill, the rebirth of yourself through all of those experiences. When those transitions, those rites of passage, are not held in the way that they need to be, which is very individual to us all, they end up leaving us in a state, it becomes a trauma in itself. So when then later on in our lives, we step into the realm of sacred business, for example, is the theme of this podcast, we meet many edges and many times points of transition in our growth. And every time we reach that edge where we are taken into the potential moment of growth, of expansion, if we are not seeking to be held through those gateways, through those thresholds, they can often reignite old pain, old trauma held in the body from the time when we did not feel supported, we did not feel held. So this is really the deeper essence of the containers and the space that I create and offer women in embodied business. And this is truly the theme, the essence of the themes that we explore, which often isn't something that a lot of women expect when they step into my world, but they always share how valuable and how necessary that level of holding is as they transition and journey through the layers of themselves, the release of old identities and beliefs, release of stories and narratives, the scaling of their business, their expansion to hold more visibility, wealth, abundance, a bigger audience, a greater reach. When they step through those gateways and those thresholds of expansion in creating new content, new courses, new offerings, new products, stepping into creating podcasts and blog posts and writing books and creating retreats and immersions, and the list goes on. All of the things that all of the women in my world have created over the years have required them to be held, to be midwifed, to be nurtured through the death and rebirth, the release of the old and the stepping into the new. So that transition and that rite of passage that they walk through is one of steady, held nurture. And that becomes the healing balm for them to truly expand into that next level of themselves and whatever it is that they're creating from that place. Often in these times of exploration, the themes that come up or that are explored are wounds of not being enough, being too much, the fear of being seen, the fear of being heard, the fear of being rejected for being the authentic expression of themselves, the fear of change, the unsteadiness of doing something different that's never been done before, the ancient echoes of all of these beliefs and stories that live in the body and the psyche and the soul show up in life, in love, in relationship, in business and creation. And that deeper essence of transformation in your inner world becomes the transformation that ripples out into your business and creations. So if you're listening to this and you're feeling like a big yes to rewrite the story and recode your body and beliefs, to step more fully into your dreams and your visions, and all that you desire to create in the world, I am here to support you and to guide you on that journey. The doors are open for women to arrive into our embodied business mastermind. This is a 6-week journey happening through the month of March in 2023. Places are limited for this container. We will take up to 14 women, and it is a journey of exploring business through the body. We will explore themes of embodiment, releasing story, recoding narrative, and releasing limitations, somatic scaling, your messaging and your why, marketing and magnetism, business and the nervous system, becoming the embodied leader you know you are here to be, which is ultimately becoming the embodied leader of your own self and your own life. We ran this container, which has now become one of my signature programs, last year, and it was such a profound journey for the women that stepped in. They actually inspired me to create this podcast because most of them shared, if not all, that they didn't know that all of that which we awakened and moved through was alive in them, that was limiting them from fully stepping into their vision, their mission, and their purpose. And that they thought the answer lived in an algorithm, a spreadsheet, doing more from the mind. But actually, when they healed their inner child, released stories of the family system, balanced relationship with self and with others, healed and integrated old pains and wounds and grief of life events, activated more pleasure in the body, found regulation in the nervous system, deepened their capacity to receive, to feel safe in being seen and visible, that they truly felt able to step into the next level of their creations and everything that they are birthing into the world. I'm really excited to be offering this container again. All the details will be available in the show notes. If it's speaking to you, connect with me over on Instagram at Rebecca_Wilson_. I love to hear from you. If any of this has resonated, please do let me know. And all of the information is below to support you to arrive into this journey. Sending so much love. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If you loved this musing and sharing, I would love for you to share this episode far and wide. You can arrive into all of my offerings at rebecca-wilson.com. Links to dive deeper with me are in the episode notes. Remember, my love, you are here to be the fullest, most potent, powerful, embodied version of you. I am here to guide you into that. Hey love, I'm dropping in here to welcome you to join us in our online community membership, The Village. I created this space for women to gather, to return to themselves, to deepen the connection and the relationship with self, whilst held in a community of like-minded women walking the journey and the path of their own awakening.